Good evening, everybody. As been told, I work in an advertising agency called Kessels Kramer. This is the church in Amsterdam where I work. And since 4 years, we also have an office in London, which is also a gallery and a shop. These two locations, in a way, show already that I'm really into blurring things. I mean, having an advertising agency in a church is kind of strange. But nowadays, to blur things, you really need to first come up with a very good idea and a very strong story. And that's in a way, in this time where a lot of people can do everything. I mean, everybody's a photographer, everybody nowadays makes advertising, everybody's a graphic designer. The only thing that is very important these days is that you come up with a very strong story. And that's where I'm going to talk about. But then it allows you this story, or this strong idea and a strong story to blur. And I'm going to show a few examples of this. First of all, the blur between a high budget and a low budget. Working with budgets for clients, you should also always come up with ideas that are budget independent. And now I have 2 examples of TV spots. The first one is the most expensive one we ever made. And this is for a beer brand. And this talks all about, this film fights against the fact that men nowadays are much more metrosexuals and not really men again. So this is the highest commercial with the highest budget.
I once wore armor.
I would hunt animals with teeth as long as my arms.
I would chase adventure to the 4 corners of the world.
We carried spears.
We would kill or be killed.
And all that mattered was survival.
The next one is, of course, then the cheapest one. It has a similar kind of casting, but at the moment I still don't know which one of the 2 I like the best. Okay, yeah, another 2 nice stories, I think, are 2 different jobs, 2 jobs for hotels. One is a very strong design-led hotel, and another one is a very non-design, almost anti-design hotel. The first one is called Citizen M. This comes from Mobile Citizen. And here we came up with the name, and we're also strongly involved in everything in the hotel. So this is at Schiphol Airport, and it's like a shipping container hotel. So all the rooms are prepared on forehand. And this hotel chain kind of combines budget and luxury. So the rooms are very good, but then, I mean, you don't have any check-in lines because you have to check in yourself. and a lot of things that you don't want to wait for in a hotel, you can just do yourself. And in the hotel, we made these mobile citizens, almost like a population, as a design throughout the hotel. So you find them on the site and in the corridors. And also some products in the hotel are also a strong kind of evidence of this budget and luxury. And in this case, it's I think it's a bag where budget and luxury is combined. Other things we did in the hotel, because we use this hotel to communicate almost itself from within. We made also the shampoo, so it's Citizen AM and Citizen PM, one for the morning, one for the night. And also the soap, which says like designed to turn even the longest haul traveler into a sparkling clean and nice human being again. And
100.
one of the nicest things is I think that we made a very small thing is like the wake-up call. We could design the wake-up call.
100. 99. 98. 97. 96. 95.
Yeah, so this goes on till 1, and then the other hotel we work for also for 15 years. It was actually our first client. This is like Hans Brinker Budget Hotel, a 500-bed hotel in the center of Amsterdam. And this was our first client, so when he called and I went there the next day, it's like the biggest shithole I ever saw. It's like a horrible hotel. So this was like the first client to work with, and but soon we found out that, and this is also the idea that we use still up to date, that in a way honesty is their only luxury in the hotel, because I mean they had like 60,000 overnights a year and many complaints. So we thought like, how can we tackle this? So we did all kinds of posters, being very honest, saying now a bed in every room, because there was nothing else, or now even more rooms without a window. Now a door in every room. And of course, Amsterdam is typical for this. Now even more dog shit in the main entrance. And this was also literally done around the central station of Amsterdam. We stuck flags into the dog shit. In the hotel rooms themselves, they were also very useful things. So when you check in, you had this A3 card on your bed, and then you could cut out all the stuff that you would normally need in a hotel. And yeah, soon, so we started to make these campaigns, and they worked very well, because every year they had like 10,000 more overnights, while they didn't change anything in the hotel. So the next season we made new ads, which we were very enthusiastic about. So we used these 5-star hotel pictures, put a lot of stars on it, and then it said like not included in the right-hand bottom. And then another season we used this classical advertising trick, check in, Hans Brinker Budget Hotel, check out, Hans Brinker Budget Hotel. And another year we used, with the same strategy, we suddenly found out that there's also something very positive in the hotel, because they are accidentally eco-friendly. Because you have like an eco towel in the room, and you have an eco elevator. And even the sign outside of the hotel, this is a real situation, it has a little eco fact, and it says like, our hotel sign only uses 20% of the energy of normal hotel signs. So save our planet and stay at the Hans Brinker Budget Hotel. Like working for them for 15 years now resulted that they have 150,000 overnights. And the hotel looks even worse than ever, because they didn't change it, and they... so there was this book produced, And recently, last week we made a new campaign for them because now they have such a cult status that, in a way, the hotel, you could call it almost like Amsterdam's #1 attraction. So there's also the Torture Museum in the hotel. And there's also, of course, the canal tour you can do there. And you can find the diamonds of Amsterdam in there. So far for this hotel. Yeah, this was a job. I was asked to make a stamp for TNT, and the idea that we made is that nowadays you can make on a very small stamp you can make a film of 30 frames. So the idea was to make the shortest and smallest film ever. So I asked Anton Corbijn to shoot this film, and 30 frames long. And then, without anybody knowing what the result was, we at the Dutch Film Festival we invited all the people saying that there was a new short film of Anton Corbijn, and everybody came dressed up to the premiere, and then we showed this film in the audience. Yeah, so there was a lot of disappointment in the audience, but they got at least a little stamp on the way out, so that... this is an example of something I did recently. We got asked to make kind of a landmark for 2 schools that merged together, and so together they had suddenly 4,000 students. So I made this sculpture, but the sculpture was made in a way by all these 4,000 students, because they had to go past the sculpture and then just chew chewing gum and then stick it on the sculpture. So the DNA of all these of everybody in this one school now is totally on this one sculpture that is now also in the school and used also to put all the chewing gum on there. This is an example how you can blur between online and offline. I was asked to make an idea for a photo museum in Amsterdam called Foam, and to make an idea how the future of the photography museum would be. And my idea was that, I have always this fixation that there are millions and millions of images every day on internet, and it's only growing and growing. So what I did, I downloaded 24 hours of photographs that were uploaded on that day on Flickr, and then physically printed them. These were 950,000, and then just dumped them into a museum space. So these are only pictures that people upload from one day. There was a day in October, and then physically in 2 museum spaces, and people could walk through and pick up all these personal moments of people. And here you see how you can blur in a way between online and offline, and also how you can make these things physical. Another thing I like to show is how sometimes working autonomous can also can blur with something that you commission, or the other way around. For many years I'm kind of fascinated by photography that I find online or offline on flea markets, and then especially photographs which contain a certain specific story, almost like amateur stories of people that they never... these stories, when you find the photographs on internet or on a flea market, they are totally hidden, but when you discover them, they can be sometimes very nice. I'll show you 3 examples of this. First of all, it's photographs I found on Flickr, on the internet, and these are made by an amateur in Japan, and he found out that this rabbit can balance everything on his head. So every day he had on his weblog, he had every day a new photograph of Oolong. The rabbit was called Oolong. And every day you found something different on his head, and it got more crazy and more crazy. And Yeah, so he, I mean, for 2-3 years this was going on, that every day in the morning I went on to the website, and I mean, this really makes your day. And I mean, this one is fantastic, I think, as well. And this one is like a big acrobatic act. And then at one day, Oolong got a bit sick, and that was also something that you followed every day. And so the next day there was this picture, the next day there was this one. And then this was not the end of it, because the last picture came the next day, and it was this one. And so these are 2 carrots stuck in the snow. Another book I made with the title In Almost Every Picture, so these books have all the same title, is an extraordinary series of photographs shot by this woman on the photograph, which is called Ria van Dijk. She's from Holland, and Ria has actually never made a photograph herself, but she with a camera, but she only shot it with a gun. Every year since she was 16, this was in 1936, she went to the fun fair and shot herself, in a way. And this resulted in a series of about 80 photographs that kind of document her whole life through this shooting gallery in the fun fair. And I mean, you go through the whole history of photography, and about then later it became Polaroids. And also at a certain moment there was you see like always the guns lying underneath her, but then at a certain moment you see the walking stick appearing, and then in all the pictures you see the walking stick. So I met Ria a few years ago and asked her to make this book for her in a new series, in that series, and she was very happy. And all our original photographs got bought by the Museum of Modern Art, and she has a lot of money now. Although she burned it all in about 2 years' time. She gave a lot of parties, and this is another one. This deals with this big mystery of people that it's not a big mystery in photography, is how to shoot a black dog, or how to shoot my black dog. And these people failed in this thing all their life. And I mean, they never ever photographed their dog in the right way. And I mean, even outside, suddenly it was in the shade again. And in the end, they got so frustrated that they started to overexpose the film. And then that's this one. So that's the only one where and I like to finish with an idea that this also shows, like, if you have a strong idea, and that sums maybe also this a little bit up, then you can cross over with different disciplines, or you can blur between disciplines. This last thing is a blur between the highest and the lowest ranked. And this was a project that we did from the office, where we thought, like, why isn't it good to let the 2 lowest ranked teams play against each other? So this game was played in Bhutan. The 2 lowest ranks are Bhutan and Montserrat, number 202 and 203 on the FIFA ranking. And this game was played on the same day as the World Cup final, exactly at the same time. But then between Bhutan and Montserrat, very bad game also, to be honest. And also when you see the team photographs, in a way you see already who won and who lost. And also the cup we designed, because should be. And now the last thing is, then I'll show like a little clipping of that film, of a movie that we made with it.
On June 30th, 2002, the same day as the World Cup final in Japan, there was another final between the 2 lowest-ranked teams in the world, the Buddhist kingdom of Bhutan and the Caribbean island of Montserrat. This was captured in a documentary that brings to life the story of this game through the experiences of the teams, organizers, and the people of Bhutan and Montserrat. Unlike the World Cup final, this game was not about who won or who lost.
I think there are two dimensions to the world of sports. One is the opportunity that it gives to individuals, to countries, to communities for social or cultural interaction. And that, I think, is the more important contribution that sports can make to society, through which it can promote peace and harmony, understanding among peoples.
This final was about two very different countries and cultures from distant parts of the world, meeting each other for the first time and sharing their love for the beautiful game.
We are draw.
2-1.
Of course, Montserrat is going to win. What other result could there be?
Montserrat 3, Bhutan 2.
Of course, we are expecting to win.
3-0.
I predict a very good game.
The other final, also nice for people who don't like football. I know, because I've seen it.
Thank you very much.